Hey, welcome back. Today, let's discuss one of the most catastrophic events in software history, and that's the Mars Climate Orbiter crash. It was this moment, well, one of many, but one that taught us some valuable lessons about the importance of thorough testing and, well, communication in software development, in big software development projects. So what's the background there? Well, the Mars Climate Orbiter was a spacecraft and it was designed to study the Martian atmosphere and climate, as the name will imply, and was launched in December 1998, was sent to enter orbit around Mars like 9 months later in September 1999. But on September 23rd, the communication with the spacecraft was lost. And it was later discovered that the orbiter had entered the Martian atmosphere too low and thereby was destroyed. And it was discovered that the cause of the crash was a simple software error. And the emphasis is on simple there. You see that the orbiter software was developed by two separate teams, one in the US and one in Europe. And when I mention simple software error, maybe you can already tell in which direction this is going. Well, we've got two different measurement systems in the US and in Europe, right? We've got the metric system and we've got the imperial system. And the European team used the metric system. The US team used the imperial system. And this led to a miscalculation of the spacecraft's trajectory. And, well, ultimately caused it to crash because one part of the software was calculating in units of metric system and then was giving the results of these calculations to the part of the software that the US team developed, and the US team software was expecting the units to be, well, in the imperial system. So this was a devastating event, both financially and scientifically. It cost like almost 200 million to build and launch the spacecraft. And all of that investment was lost due to a simple software error. And it really served as a wake-up call to the importance of thorough testing and communication, especially across different teams in software development. So thereby it was a catastrophic event, but it provided us some valuable lessons about the importance. As a beginner programmer, it's important really to remember to thoroughly test our code and communicate effectively and efficiently with our team members. So here's some tips for you, beginner programmers. Always double check your code for errors before releasing it, right? Test your code thoroughly in a variety of scenarios. Include some sanity checks to really ensure that everything's working as intended and that the values that you get from functions that you call from libraries actually do make sense. You want to communicate effectively with your team members to avoid miscommunication and mistakes, and really be diligent in your work. Never assume anything. Always verify your assumptions to avoid errors like the Mars Climate Orbiter crash.